Bakker, the naturopath. Thanks for coming back. Which weight loss diets work the best for you? I don't like that word weight loss diets. It's pretty crappy. Let's just say which diets work the best for you when it comes to losing weight and maintaining that weight loss, okay? Have you tried all the diets? No doubt you will have tried keto and you may have tried the GAPS diet. You could have tried all different types of diets. Some diets are going to work well for you. Some diets are not going to work well for you. But how do you know what's the right kind of diet for you to maintain the optimal body size that you're looking for? No doubt you'll have experimented with diets over the years like I have. The big word these days, the big sort of catchphrase word these days is protein and keto and eating those kind of foods. So we've got a couple of camps of people. We've got one camp over here that says meat eating is bad. Everything's raw vegan. We've got another camp over here that says meat eating is good, everything meat. So it's not much different from religion, really. I mean, we all pray to one God. There is a God. I mean, we all pray to one metabolic rate, okay? There is a metabolic rate. But the difference is humans are all different. We all think differently, we act differently, we feel differently, okay? Physiologically, we're the same, but there are many reasons why diets can affect us differently. Personally, for me, I find fish, egg, and chicken protein to be probably the best. The best land animal meat for me personally is lamb. Now, what about you out there, madam or sir? What's the best protein for you? Is it split peas? Is it chickpeas? Is it fish? Is it chicken? Is it Brazil nuts? Okay, where are you getting your protein source from? This is one of the primary things I look at with clients, what they like to eat. So people either like to eat meats or they don't like to eat meats. If they partially like to eat meats, for example, they may say, well, I prefer to eat this or that. So the preferences are very important, or the kind of foods that you're driven to, the foods that make you feel good. Here's an interesting question for you. If you're in my clinic, I'd ask you this question. I'd say, for example, if you and I were going to have lunch together and we went out to a buffet or a restaurant and we sat down, what would you order? And that would be an important question. And then let's just say you said, for example, a chicken salad. And I'd say, well, why would you go for the chicken salad? Well, I like it. Well, why do you like it? So I'm going to drill down further. I find, for example, when I eat fish or egg for lunch, I feel much better in the afternoon. I just feel solid. I feel quite good. I used to have a vegetarian diet and I found quite washed out in the afternoons, you know. In spite of eating a healthy salad with nuts and seeds in it and, you know, lentils and all kinds of foods to try and make sure I had a high protein diet, I still didn't feel like I was getting the oomph, the kind of power that my body needed. And then when I started to introduce egg back in the mix, I found an incredible difference. And then eventually fish came back in there, even more difference. So the important thing in this video is to determine first what is the primary protein source that you feel good with. Okay, forget about that guy over there or that lady over there. Forget about this health guru on this internet site. It doesn't mean anything to you. We're talking about you, okay, you personally. What pulls your chain, okay? What makes you feel good? What type of foods make you feel good? Now, we're not talking candy. We're not talking Coca-Cola. We're not talking a big chocolate sundae. I think you get what we're talking about. We're talking about healthy, like real foods, actual, not sort of man-made junk, stuff that actually grows out of the ground or runs around on the ground or grows in the ground. We're talking natural foods. So determine your protein sources. Also look carefully at the type of carbohydrates that you really like and that sit well with your digestive system. Now, depending on the stage of health you're in, for example, you may need to get your gut up to a higher spec first, okay? Get it up to a higher level. Stool testing, if you've seen my other videos, may be required to determine if you need a bit of digestive work first. Sometimes some bad bacteria may need cleaning out before the bloating and gas disappears. And at that point, you may even find you'll tolerate foods, proteins or carbs, even fats that you haven't been able to tolerate for a long, long time. It's happened to hundreds of my patients, if not thousands, that they could go back into foods that they always wanted to eat or could eat previous, but because they had a gut issue, they couldn't. And then they got back into the foods that they love to eat, and guess what? The weight came off. The bacteria normalized in the gut. The emotional state improved, okay? The cognition improved. As your gut improves, everything improves. So maybe that needs fixing first. So if you've got a dodgy gut, you know, dodgy is a word we use in New Zealand, like, you know, not too good or not healthy, if it's not on the good side, it may need improving before you can actually determine what foods really suit your lifestyle. So try not to do this when you're not feeling well in the gut. But the foods that basically work best for you are the foods most suited towards your digestive system right now, and also your lifestyle right now. So you can imagine if you're flying an Airbus, okay, long haul, compared to driving an Uber, a car, you've got a different nutritional requirement, have you? If you're a Formula One racing car driver compared to a guy who's digging holes in the road, okay, different diet, different lifestyle. A busy mom with 2 or 3 kids, an executive guy in an office, different diet, different lifestyle. So you really need to determine also the diet and the caloric value around the type of work that you do, the physical work that you do. When I do a lot of physical work in the garden, I work very hard, for example, in spring or in summer digging, I'll definitely eat a lot more calories. But in wintertime, I tend to be a little bit more careful because it's easy to drink too much wine and have too much food and to put on a winter coat, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, what was the question again? I got sidetracked there. The diet that works best for you is the diet that suits your gut at this point in time, as I mentioned. And that may change, okay? The main thing is to do the best you can with the natural foods, at your selection. And sometimes your best may not be perfect, depending on the circumstances. But it doesn't matter if you eat pizza sometimes here or there, if you get my drift. It's, again, the long-term thing that we're looking at. Yeah. We're going to pull different diets apart. I'm going to talk a lot in future about various diets and what I think are the good points and the poor points about many of these diets. I'll give you my personal opinion based on the feedback I've received from an incredible amount of patients over the years. So I hope you got something out of this video. It's a bit of a mix mash, but remember, determine the protein that suits you. You may be going through a transitional phase at the moment. Just make sure you try and eat a wide variety of foods. And just because a food is causing you a tummy problem now or a digestive issue doesn't mean to say it will cause that, potentially in 3, 6, or 12 months from now. It may be perfectly acceptable back then. So that's the other tip in this video I should give you is if someone says to you, you can't eat that, you got an allergy, it showed on your allergy report. Well, baloney. Well, what about 6 months later or a year later? Isn't that allergy resolved? Why should you for 20, 30 years have to avoid one food because a piece of paper said that? Forget it, okay? Testing regularly sometimes is important, but working, as I always say, on intuition and working what the best foods are for you. You don't need no guru or rocket scientist to tell you that. You can usually work that out yourself. If you've got more than one brain cell, that is. And most people who watch this video will have. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to click on the link below if you want my report about the different diets. Thank you.